It's a beautiful autumn day, early November, lots of blue sky, very, very warm today for the time of year. There's lots to do in the garden, so we're going to run you through some of those things you might want to get out and do on a beautiful, gorgeous day like this. Certain plants might need a little bit of help to get through the winter. This is a Musa bijou or Japanese banana, which is actually a hardy banana, but it's root hardy. That means if the top gets knocked back by the frost, it will regrow from underground. But I want to get this to be taller and taller from above ground. So I'm going to protect this, and then it will start growing from where it left off. And year on year on year, I'm going to get a bigger and bigger and bigger banana. And I'm going to show you exactly how you need to do it. Step one, start removing the leaves. Step two is to bang in 4 stakes equally spaced around the base of the banana, about a foot out from the trunk. Bang them in, get them roughly the same height, and then you can move on to stage 3. Step 3, get yourself a big reel horticultural fleece, staple it to one of the stakes, and then just start going round and round and round the posts. So stage 4, once you've actually got the fleece wrapped round and around and around and around, nice and tight, then you can start filling the inside using straw. Put loads and loads of straw inside and really pack it out. Step 5, I've used the bag the straw came in, now to make a nice waterproof cover over the top. That will keep the straw nice and dry, but the fleece further down will let the air circulate. And then as a final measure, what you can do is get a big bag of compost or bark mulch and just put that all around the outside, around the base, and that will help to protect the root as well. So there you go, that's my Musa bijou or Japanese banana, nicely protected from winter, and hopefully it will grow from where it left off, and next year it'll be double or treble the height. Another job you can do this time of year, well, it's not a job, it's a pleasure really, is increasing the amount of plants you've got. You can propagate certain things. This is a maple tree, for example, and I can take a hardwood cutting, but it could be all sorts of shrubs, lilacs, forsythias, roses, and basically you're waiting until the plant has gone dormant about mid-autumn to mid-winter, and then you select a piece of wood like this, roughly from knitting needle thickness to pencil thickness, and you cut this cutting and you remove it just below a leaf joint, like so, nice and close, just below that leaf joint or that bud. And then I'll show you in a moment what you need to do with these through the winter to increase your stock. So I've also taken a lilac cutting, and I'll show you what you need to do next. Again, find where there's some leaf buds or where a leaf joint is and cut just below. Take the old leaves off, these are going to fall off any day anyway, and cut the top diagonally. That way you know the top of the cutting is diagonal, the bottom of the cutting is horizontal. Get yourself some really gritty compost, add lots of grit, lots of sand, and you can, if you want to, dip the roots of these cuttings into hormone rooting powder, liquid or powder, and then you push them in about halfway round the edge of the pot, firm them in, give them a good drink, and just sit these somewhere warm, sunny and sheltered outside throughout the winter. They won't need watering again, and late next spring they'll start to shoot, and you've got yourself some brand new lilacs, some brand new maples, or whatever other shrub you decide to use. By putting the cuttings around the edge of the pot, that's where they're going to be warmest, because the sun coming in through the side, and also that's the most well-drained part of the pot as well, so those cuttings aren't going to rot off, they're going to root away and give you brand new plants. Another thing you can do this time of year is transplant things. You know, sometimes you put a shrub in the wrong place, or it's got too big, it's got too tall, and you just want to move it. You can't do that in the summer when it's actively growing, but now we're into November and the shrubs are going dormant, you can move them, or what they call transplant them. They'll get their roots into the ground once you've moved them, and next spring they'll grow away as if they've never been disturbed. I've got a little rose here, for example, that I planted in the wrong spot. It got overwhelmed by all the other shrubs, so I've lifted it. I'm going to replant it or transplant it. But one important thing in particular about roses is when you do that, you need to make sure the little knuckly bit here, or the union, is at least 1 inch or 2 inches below the eventual soil level. You don't want this bit standing proud. That way the rose will establish very, very nicely, and it will prevent it from producing those suckers from the rootstock. So I'm going to show you now how simple and easy that is to do. and it's just a great way of moving things without losing things. Now I've dug my hole, I've made sure the depth is about right. I'm going to drop the rows in like this, and then I'm going to put all the soil back in around the edges, push it down nicely, draw the soil back round like this, and then I'll give that a really nice good drink. And what that means, it will wash all the soil right in around the roots. There won't be any air pockets. And even this time of year, that will start to form a few tiny roots. So next spring, it's ready to grow away. And this rose will never know it was growing somewhere different to where it is now. During the summertime, these saucers can be a lifesaver for your plants, especially when it's really, really hot, because they hold lots and lots of water, keeping that plant hydrated. But now we're into November, the plants aren't using that water, and the last thing you want is for this palm to be sitting in water day in, day out. It'll cause the roots to rot. It'll really, really make the plant poorly. So what you need to do this time of year is the reverse. Take it out of the saucer, lift it out, empty the saucer, turn it upside down, and then put the palm back on top. And now what you've done, you've now elevated that plant. You've now created really, really good drainage. So it's going to drain very well. The roots won't rot. It'll prevent the soil from freezing so badly as well. If you haven't got these, just put them on pot feed. But either way, giving your plants good drainage when they're in pots in the winter is really, really critical. November's a really good time to finish off planting your bulbs. In fact, you can even plant them all the way up until Christmas. Tulips can go in now as well. Planting them late in the year means they're much less likely to get tulip fire. And of course, there's loads and loads of different bulbs, from daffodils to crocuses to tulips to pushkinias to Chionodoxa, so many different types. And lots look really good naturalised in lawns. What do we mean by that? Well, basically, just planting bulbs in the grass so they come up through the grass in the spring looking like a natural meadow. If you want that look, get a handful of bulbs like this, do an underarm, and just throw them down onto the grass. And wherever they land, that's where you plant them. Now we've thrown the bulbs out on the lawn, we're going to plant them exactly where they've landed, and they'll give that natural, naturalised kind of look. Get yourself a trowel, or you could use a bulb planter if you prefer. This bulb's going to go here, so I'm just going to dig down, go round like this, take a core of soil out like this, drop the bulb into the bottom, push the soil back in, tread it down, hey presto, job done. They'll all come up in the spring looking like they've been growing there forever and ever. So there you go, lots of things to crack on with in November in the garden. One final thing you might want to do though, when you get home from work now, it's dark, isn't it? So why not bring some of these beautiful late flowering flowers indoors? These chrysanthemums, for example. Cut a lovely bunch of these in these wonderful mixed colours, and you can enjoy them indoors as well as outdoors.